Hey, welcome to Passion for Books. My name is Kim. In today's video, I am doing a tag video that I have created. It's called 7 Deadly Fears. And if this intrigues you, please continue watching my video. As I have been starting my channel and continue to create content, there have been some kind of fears or worries kind of on the periphery of my consciousness. And if I give in to them or possibly continue to not really address them, I fear that it could be a demise to the channel. And I think this is good for any new booktuber or YouTuber out there. As you are growing your channel, you're going to face some different fears. I would be interested in knowing and seeing if others do this tag, what your 7 deadly fears happen to be and your experiences working through them. So that's why I created this tag. It's simply to really confront those fears and not let them weigh on my consciousness that could then directly affect my channel. So that is why I created this, and I will list my fears down below. They're not really in question format like most tag videos are, but I will list the ones that I talk about, and if you do this tag, I would be interested in you tagging me so I can go back and watch your videos on this particular concept of a tag video and then let it grow from there. I'll definitely be interested in seeing if they're similar to mine, different from mine, and how we can grow and learn from each other. Alright, one of my biggest fears was talking to friends or family and telling them I am a content creator on YouTube. That has worried me since day one when I decided this is something I wanted to do. Even though it doesn't directly affect my channel, I always fear, what if I'm in the middle of filming and my best friend drops by suddenly? You know, not without letting me know, hey, I'm going to stop by today. That type of thing. And I've not yet told my family, and now that I've actually told my best friend, I think I'll be able to be okay talking to my actual real blood family. And when I did mention it to her, there was no reaction. You know, I thought I was either going to say, you know, oh, cool, or you shouldn't do that, or something, but it wasn't anything. And that kind of ambivalence kind of threw me. Because I didn't really get a supportive and I didn't really get a negative. It's just kind of brushed off, not really kind of acknowledged. How did you guys tell your friends and family that this is something that you're doing or wanted to do, am doing, and what were their reactions to it? Was it positive, was it negative, or like me, kind of ambivalent, whatever, kind of brushed aside and not really acknowledged at all? All right, my second biggest fear is that now, because I'm a huge reader, and that's always why I really was intrigued once I figured out there was a booktube on YouTube, a whole community just for people who enjoy reading books. I fear that it's almost going to become a second job to actually read and not read for the enjoyment of reading, if that makes sense. So I don't want this to become, you have to read, you've got to do this, and just have that anxiety or stress and pressure put on me to make sure I get through all of these books in the time that I'm saying I'm going to do it, and that type of pressure and make me not want to read. So far that has not happened. That is my second biggest fear, is just not enjoying reading, and that's the whole reason I started this channel, to share in the books that I'm loving and maybe the books that I'm struggling through and not enjoying as much, and sharing my experiences. So that is my second fear. That could be detrimental to my channel. If I'm not enjoying my books, then I'm not going to enjoy filming about my books, and then my channel might decline because of that. Fear number 3. It's not really making connections to people. You know, and that's the whole reason that YouTube and Booktube are out there, is to make connections with people. And I am an extreme introvert. I am one who rather listen to people talk than being the person that strikes up the conversations. And this is also proving true when I know people recommend, how you make connections is to comment on videos. And if I don't, I'm not very good at that, of striking up the conversations. If someone strikes a conversation up with me first, then I'm more easily able to interact with people, but just starting that conversation, that initial conversation, can be a huge struggle for me. So when I watch videos, I do try to make the comments to be authentic and to me and as engaging as possible, and not just simply say, yes, that was a great video. Okay, that doesn't help people. You need to, I think, that's just a personal me thing. If you're going to say it's a great video, tell them why. Why was it such a good video? Why was it helpful to you? That type of thing. So just struggling with the idea of trying to make friends and not actually being able to do so. So that is my third fear, is not really making those connections. And I know it's going to take time to build, those relationships, and I need to be patient. So that is kind of that fear, is really not truly connecting with people. And that's the whole point of, outside of sharing thoughts and feelings about books, is getting that human interaction. And that's the component I fear that I might be lacking in. My fourth fear is kind of piggybacking off of fear 3, is really not be able to grow my social media presence. I am building everything up from the ground up. My YouTube channel, my Twitter account, my Instagram, I just started Goodreads as well. So those are, everything is just building from ground up for this. And it all goes back to being an introvert. It's hard for me to get my presence out there, because this is the hard part with social media. It's like on Twitter, I'll say things out into the Twitter world, but then no one really comments on it. So it's really hard, to really build up a following there. I talk about the books I'm reading, I'm uploading, I'm gonna have a new video live. I try to comment on other people's things, and it's starting to pick up, but it is so slow, and it can be frustrating, especially for newbies out there who are just starting out, and if they've never really had a following, it's really, really hard to actually get noticed and get interactions with other people. Excuse me. So that can be frustrating, and I think if you let the frustrations get to you, then it can have a negative impact on your channel overall. If you're using the social media to make contact with other people, to get your message out, hey, you're on Booktube and all of these types of things, when it can be frustrating, and it can possibly have a negative impact on what you want to continue doing with your channel, if you want to continue it, if no one is really interacting with you, which is what the whole purpose of some of these other social media outlets are, is to have interactions. And it can be very disheartening when you're putting the effort to make posts and comment on others, and you really don't get that feedback in return. How have you guys handled, did you start from ground up like I've had to do? And did you face that same frustration before people really started picking up and knowing who you are, what you're all about, and comment on the things that you talk about? Okay. I would like to know in the comments below if you face that same fear as well. Fear number 5 is still extremely relevant to me now, probably more than ever. And this is the fear that no one's going to watch my videos. I just uploaded a video. It was a review on The Turn, and I just posted it on the 10th, which was Friday, and no one's watched it. And that is the biggest fear. I put all this effort in. I'm trying to get better and do the things that I am enjoying doing. I enjoy reviewing books, but the flip side is, if no one's watching it, what's the point? So that is my biggest fear, is no one's really going to want to watch the content that I'm creating. And it is a lot of effort, the time into filming, the time into editing, to posting, to making the description box, the thumbnails, all of that goes into one video, and you do it for every video that you do, and to see no one watch your videos, that is hard. That is extremely hard. So that is a fear, and right now that is still something that I face every time I upload a video, you know, and I try not to let that determine, you know, and beat me down, because if it beats me down, then I'm not going to want to film, then I'm not going to upload, and then it's just going to go downhill from there. So that is a huge fear as well, which can be, if you let it, can be a demise to your channel as well. But I am still persevering, and I'm still pushing on, because some of my videos do fairly well, and other videos not so much. It's kind of, and it's a learning curve. Like I said, I do have a small following, and I am thankful for everyone that follows me and watches my videos, because I am still a newbie. I've only been here since January, and within that January time period, it was a very eclectic channel, and I did get some people to watch my very chaotic channel at that time, found Booktube, and so in the last 2 weeks or so, I've been really focusing in on my true love, which is sharing of the books. So hopefully I will be able to pick it up soon and get more followers, because that's the point of creating the videos, is to have people watch your videos. Yay. Hopefully that rambliness kind of makes a little bit of sense, I'm hoping. Alright, fear number 6, which is that I'm not going to improve the quality of my videos. Not so much the technical stuff like the camera or anything like that, because I'm still filming on my iPhone, and I'm saving up to get a camera to actually film with. But I'm talking more about, to be able to really grow and change and get better at things, you need feedback from people. You know, I can think, you know, I can edit and I think I'm doing an awesome job at all of this stuff. But if I don't have feedback from people that, hey, that was a great video, the lighting was great, or whatever, positive critiques. It could be in a negative way, you know, your audio today seemed to be off, or the editing just seems to be very jumpy. Just letting me know what I'm doing that's a good thing, what I'm doing that maybe needs improving. That's how we grow, at least in my opinion. So getting feedback, and that's kind of hard because I'm not getting comments on any of my videos. You know, how can I expect to get better when no one's really interacting with me? You know what I mean? So that's the hard part. You know, I don't want hateful comments that you're ugly, or that I can't do anything about my physical appearance. You know, I put on makeup, and that's about the most improving you can do, because what you have physically is what you have to work with. I try to get the best room that I can in my house that has the best lighting, or I can adjust the lighting a little bit easier. And a pretty good background, I think. Have room for books. I don't have a big bookcase with books and all, because that room needs to be painted. It never did get painted when I moved in. But even then, I don't know if the lighting in that room will work or be sufficient. I'm going to test that out this summer, if I can get that room painted and get things moved around, and we can test out the setting. But this is what I have to work with. It is kind of a vaulted room, so it might have a slight echo, because it's on hardwood floors. I don't have carpeted in this room, which will probably muffle out some of the echo, if there is an echo, which I've not noticed in my videos when I edit. So that is a fear, is that I'm never going to improve, because I can look at it and think, you know, that's great. I have positive feelings about all my videos that I put out into the world, but if no one interacts and lets me know, you know, what I'm doing that's good, or what I'm doing, you might need to tweak that a little bit. You know, things like that to help improve, not to tear someone down emotionally, but to help them improve and do a better job, and those types of things. So that is my next fear. My next to last fear is just not being able to improve my content, which goes into my very last fear, is that once I do upgrade to an actual camera, good quality HD and all of that. I do have a PowerShot. It's older. It's from Canon, but when I film with that camera, it makes me have a speech impediment. And I don't have one. I don't notice it with my iPhone that I film with, but it makes me sound terrible. Internal mic issues with that. And I think Canon has problems with that. In this particular one, it doesn't have a place that I can attach an external mic to. So I can't do it that way because I researched to do all of that. And it doesn't have a mic insert part for it. So I can't even film to make that part better. I did find an app on my phone to do external audio while it's filming, so I can film with that camera and have the audio and then combine the two. But it does not do unlimited amount of time. So that was a negative. So that kind of killed that idea. So I am just going to continue filming right now until I can save up $500–600 or so for a better quality camera. And then hopefully that's one of the things I'll have to make sure the camera has is a mic insert, so I can do external, or at least have a different mic present with that camera to make the quality better for that, so that the sound quality is better and it's not giving me this, things like that. But that is a fear because I am not the best with technology, so that it needs to be as simple or simplistic, straightforward process as possible. I am so shocked that I have been able to figure out the Wondershare Filmora editing software that I have. Again, it's very straightforward. It doesn't have a lot of flash and stuff like that to put into videos. It does have some things that I've figured out how to do. And then I've also watched YouTube tutorials for things that pop up randomly that I need to learn how to fix or do on my videos to create the quality that I want to have. So just learning and being able to be successful with new technology is a huge fear, because I struggle with that just with the filming and just with everyday working with computers, because me and computers a lot of times don't get along, which to me astounds me that I even wanted to create a channel, because I knew I was dealing a lot with computers and computer programs and learning on the go as I do. So that is kind of a fear that when I do upgrade eventually, that it's going to be a waste of money because it's going to make me sound terrible, and the quality of the pictures was fine. And then I had to learn with that particular camera, because it doesn't have, I think it's the 16 by 9 or however that's numerically called, for the picture frame. It had it in a smaller frame, so I had to learn how to adjust it in my software program to put it into the required frameage without the black bars, because that was a learning curve as well. So the quality of the picture was fine of the video, but the sound quality, I could not manipulate it to make me sound normal. And that was a huge thing. And that's what I fear now, going into when I do purchase a good quality camera, that's what's going to happen as well. But I know I need to look for a mic insert somewhere on the camera that it has that, so that I can use an external mic to offset that part. So yeah, originally I didn't have that fear, but if you spend $500, $600, $700 on a camera, you want it to make you sound good and have the ability, if the internal mic sucks, that it has the ability to use an external mic so that you can offset that problem. But that can also be a problem or a fear that could affect negatively affect your channel. If you spend that money and are not happy with your videos, you're not going to want to continue making videos, especially with that camera, if it's okay. I hope that made sense of some sort. But anyways, I hope that if you watch this video, this tag video, and you decide to do this video, which I hope people will do, because I think it's worth, sharing ideas and fears, so that we can come together and be supportive of one another to help us continue on with something that we love doing. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative and possibly a little bit entertaining. And until my next video, I hope you have a good one. Bye.